Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today we're going to be talking about workers laid off, massive layoffs that is happening all over the states right now. So if you have any questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Let's dive into the video and watch.
Microsoft has now canceled the Xbox games after it's laid off more than 15,000 people in the last 2 months. Now, in May, they laid off 6,000 people. And just yesterday here at the start of July, they laid off another 9,000. Now, what did these people get for some of them 10, 15 plus years of service in this? They got a 60-day paid severance. So 2 months in a job market that it traditionally takes 4 to 5 months to get a new job in after working at this employer for 10 to 15 years. And if this does not show you and tell you that you always need to be leveling up your skills, side hustling, that you need to be building your personal brand, that you need to be building your network on LinkedIn, that you need to be going to webinars and conferences in order to make connections in your industry so that if one company starts to act stupid, you can bounce over to another company that has its stuff together. Now, Microsoft has about 220,000 employees. So this isn't a huge blip on their radar to lay off 15,000 people. And they'll say it was to cut middle management, and they'll say it was because they were going to use AI. But really, it's to make more money and to save more money for the company. Now, looking at that, how does that affect all of us and what are we supposed to do with it? This, again, just goes to show you cannot look at your career as I work at this company and they just go to work and I do my 40, 50, 60 hours at this company and I go home and hang out with my family. You always have to be trying to level up your skill set and your network, guys, because anything can happen on any given day at any company. And you might think, God, I've been here 10, 12 years. All of a sudden, somebody comes in one day, some consultancy efficient person and says, you know, we don't need this whole layer of management and all these people are cut. Then often what happens is after they get that nice bump in their stock price because they have less headcount and less payroll, they will go for a certain number of years until they figure out they really do need these people and they'll start to hire them back after people start to turn over and leave very frequently because they know that there's no company loyalty to the employees. What also this does is it makes Microsoft far less of an employer of choice for talented people because they know that the company will lay people off anytime that it makes them more money. So companies like Amazon, companies like Microsoft that do this regularly, that lay people off, the top talented people will know not to go to these companies because they're not going to be able to count on the company to be reliable for them. So again, choose companies, do your vetting for companies just like they're doing their vetting for you when they want your references, when they want to look at your resume. Before you just accept an offer letter for them, have them send it to you in writing if they do when you get in the interview process, and then go vet out the company. Go to Glassdoor, go to Fishbowl, go to Google reviews, go to Yelp reviews. Spend time for whatever size company that you're dealing with to vet them out too, because it's your future and your family's future that is going to depend on how reliable the company is. It's not just them looking at the employees anymore. It's now the employees also looking at the companies.
Hey everyone, quick update you need to hear. San Diego-based Sharp Healthcare just announced that they're laying off 315 employees, which is about 1.5% of their workforce. This includes senior executives and roles in medical information and marketing. So what's driving these cuts? According to Sharp, the rising cost of healthcare is outpacing revenue. They are also facing state-mandated seismic upgrades and poor reimbursement rates from payers. So bottom line, they say they can't keep up with the economics. Here's what else is changing. Some staff will see reduced hours and others will be moved into adjusted roles. Sharp says the majority of cuts are in non-clinical areas, so direct patient care won't take much of a hit. Leadership is also fearing the squeeze. Senior execs are taking a 15% pay cut, and the CEO, Chris Howard, is trimming another 10% off of his own salary. So now Sharp is offering severance, extended health care, and career transition support for those impacted, which is better than what some other systems that I've reported have offered. But still, this is a signal that no health system is immune, especially if you're in a non-clinical or even in an administrative role. If you're a nurse or allied health professional thinking your job is secure just because you're not at the bedside, this is your warning shot. So let me know, definitely in the comments, are you seeing cuts at your facility too? And if you're in a non-clinical role, are you making moves to protect your career?
This 4th of July, I'd like to remind everyone that all these big companies and how they treat their employees with all these layoffs are a direct indicator and a reflection of how much they actually care about you as a consumer. And a big reason why it is not worth it to be loyal to any of these big companies.
So in a perfect example of how fucked up the current tech culture is, the head of Xbox just released on LinkedIn was like, oh, I'm sorry about this difficult time and having to lay off a bunch of you. So why don't you just use ChatGPT to help you manage your emotions and find another job? How callous can you get? Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, like, laying off basically the population of a small town, like 15,000 people, almost 16,000 people over this just year to date, and then saying something like that, like, what planet do you people live on?
So today's crazy corporate news. Oracle filed with the SEC to let them know that they've closed a $30 billion cloud deal. We're not talking about $30 billion over 10 years. We're talking about $30 billion in annual recurring revenue for a cloud deal with an undisclosed client. They filed this at the same time, in the same quarter that they laid off thousands of people in restructuring. So you're telling me that you knew, look, I've been in tech sales for over a decade. A deal that big, you know years in advance that it's coming. You've been working on it for a long time. So you mean to tell me that you knew this deal was coming? You knew you were catching an extra 30 B per year. And you still felt like you needed to lay off several thousand people in the same quarter that you announced it? These companies are crazy, guys. Y'all nuts.
Kind of curious, and I was wondering how many people a week in the US get laid off. It's actually 450,000 people get laid off in the US every week. That's not an exaggeration. In that 450,000 number, you know someone, and your friend, your spouse, could have been you, could have been a coworker at the company that you work for. I will tell you, getting laid off sucks. It messes with your confidence, sense of identity, the routines that you were in. And we know there are fewer jobs on the market and it's taking longer to land. And one message from you could change that, especially if someone's been laid off for a while. I'm telling you, they're probably sitting in the silence and in the crickets and hearing from someone that just wants to check in to see how they're doing. Honestly, it sucks getting laid off. It's even worse when it feels like nobody notices. Maybe join me. Think about the people that in your life that have been laid off, even if they've been laid off for a week or a year. Open your texts to see how they're doing. You have no idea what that means to somebody. I'm also gonna put the knife down.
Memorial Hermann is closing its skilled nursing facility at University Pace in Houston, and 83 employees are being laid off. So here's what we know. The 60-bed SNF will close by September 2025. The senior living side stays open until June 2026. Staff affected include nurses, CRNAs, and support roles. Memorial Hermann says it'll offer help with internal job transfers, resume support, and job fairs. But let's be real, none of that is guaranteed. What's the reason? They claim the facility needs expensive upgrades and that they're not renewing the lease, which ends in 2038. Instead of reinvesting in long-term care, they're just pulling out entirely. And so why does this matter? This isn't just about 83 jobs. It's about how hospitals are quietly stepping back from post-acute care, leaving nurses displaced and patients with fewer options for real recovery. So if you're impacted, document every communication, ask about your rights, severance, COBRA, unemployment, connect with HR in writing, and don't wait to job hunt. You need to start now. This is part of a bigger trend: SNF closures, staff burnout, and healthcare cuts behind closed doors. Nurses, we have to advocate. If you work in long-term or transitional care, this story affects you too. Follow me for updates. I will be tracking this very closely.
Where are the armed men who come in to take the protesters away? You shout like that, they put you in jail. Right away. No trial, no nothing. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail. Right away. You're driving too fast, jail. slow, jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail.
Okay, so day 2 of being unemployed. I got up and got dressed this morning, so that was step 1, I guess. I work remotely, so I always was just in my t-shirt and sweats and stuff, and I now that I'm not employed, that just feels lazy. So I had to put myself together a little bit today to feel better about myself. But first thing I did after that was get filed for unemployment. That's what I did. So I got that taken care of. That took my morning, and then daycare called. I had to pick up my son. He was really sick and like passing out, and I had to take him to the doctor, and we were there for a while they monitored him. So that took up most of my day. I didn't get home till like 3:30. And then my other kids get home just a little bit after 5. So it only left me about an hour and a half to get done what I needed to get done. So I did some job searching. I luckily, I had saved some jobs I wanted to apply for, so I just went for those, and I got 6 applications in. I have an Excel sheet I'm using. I'm tracking the day I'm applying, the company, the position, any login information that I've had to create for career sites, any of that. So I've got all that saved, and I'm going to try to shoot for 10 a day, 10 applications a day. I don't know if that's excessive. I don't know if that's not enough. We'll see. That's just kind of where my head's at, where I'm going to start. I was a little short on time today, so I got the 6 in. I've got 3 months of pay, so I'm not in full panic mode yet, but I know as the day goes by, I will get a little more and more anxious, and I'm an anxious person as it is, so I'm really hoping something shakes out soon. I see people in this position all the time, and they're in it for months, and so I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for how long this journey could take. I'm just obviously hoping it doesn't take that long, so we'll see. This is day 2. Stay tuned for day 3.
Hey fam, what's up? It's your boy Devoted. I'm working, and I'm looking through my emails at work, and there is an email that catches my attention. As we know, the Orange Juice administration decides that they are going to fire a lot of federal agents, people that work for the federal government. And it seems like HUD is next. So apparently, in this email that I received from people in my agency, they state that HUD is being ordered to lay off nearly 4,300 employees, including working on affordable housing, civil rights enforcement, and data collection. This reduction may lead to delays in the distribution of Section 8 vouchers, hinder affordable housing projects, create a long waiting process for families seeking housing assistance. Additionally, the sale of government properties could further complicate housing access and preservation efforts. They're wanting to share this because this could really deeply impact our clients, which it definitely will. If you've been in New York, you know that finding an apartment in the city is extremely hard. The rents are going up, and they're going up every year. So trying to afford an apartment here in the city, it's hard. Trust me when I say it's hard. So a lot of people who are at high risk of being homeless or being in hospitalization or in a domestic violence relationship where they need to leave, they need some type of housing, that's going to get harder. No. It's going to get harder. It's not going to get easy. Even before this email went through, it was hard enough trying to get an apartment in New York City. It was really hard to get an apartment here in New York City, let alone find landlords that can take your program. So what I mean by program is the voucher. So when you go into an apartment, you have a voucher with you that lets the landlord know that the state or federal or whatever will assist in paying the rent. You pay a portion and they pay a portion. So that lets the landlord know that there's money coming down the pipe here for you when you get this apartment. That's going to be harder now. And the process is going to be much longer now for clients who may not feel safe in their home that they're currently in and want to be moved and have an emergency case. It's going to be harder. Or if a client is unable to utilize the building that they live in, let's say this building has stairs and they have a wheelchair now, but they've lived there for like 20, 30 years, they can't be moved now. And it's going to take much longer. 4,300 people will be laid off from HUD. From HUD. Plus, the people that they're laying off now. More. So I'm trying to figure this out, MAGA. You guys are for that orange thing. He's supposed to be bringing down inflation. And how is that supposed to happen when he's laying off all these people? Y'all rah-rah-rahing about that 5,000, 8,000 check y'all about to get. Yeah, we're going to get this 5,000 check back from the government. And yet people are getting laid off. Laid off from their job. I blame you guys, MAGA. I don't only blame Donald Trump or Elon Musk. I do blame them for this. But I also blame you. This is your fault. All those layoffs, all those people going online crying because now they don't have a job, it's because of you. It's your fault. It's Donald Trump, Elon, and you, MAGA. You guys are to blame for this. And for you MAGA who are going on here talking about, oh, I got laid off of my job. Good. Good. You voted for him. You wanted him because you thought that he's going to get rid of everybody else but you. And now you're in the FAFO find out phase. So for all you MAGA that's coming on here, oh, I didn't know that he was going to lay me off. If you didn't know, I'm glad you're not finding out. I don't feel sorry for none of y'all. I feel sorry for the people that we help. Because they didn't ask for that. MAGA, this is all your fault. And this is why people don't like y'all.
I don't understand what's going on. Why are hospitals across the entire United States having massive layoffs? People still go to the doctors. People still get sick. Do anybody out there know what's going on with our healthcare system? Look at this. Now, if you go online and you do a search on hospital layoffs, you will see this. You would just see articles after articles. Look, let me show you. This is my thing. What is really actually going on? Because I don't think this is because of tariff taxes. Why these hospitals and even the insurance companies are doing, either they're doing massive layoffs or they're shutting down, they're closing down. Do anybody out there know what's going on? Please share. Share with us what's going on. Because, I went online and I did a search to I didn't find anything. But you clearly see that all of these hospitals are struggling for some reason. It's kind of strange to me.
IT support, this is Todd.
Hi Todd, we're laying off 5 employees after lunch. We need you to collect their laptops in person while they're out.
Wait, you want me to go and collect them while they're at lunch? Can't I just shut off their access remotely and leave it at that?
Not after what happened with Bobby.
Bobby? First of all, that was 7 years ago, and Bobby he put the laptop in the microwave and pushed the baked potato button, but he was off his meds, so that was an isolated situation.
Exactly. That's why we now require immediate retrieval for emotional safety.
Whose safety? The laptop safety?
Company property must be secured before they're told.
So you want me to sneak in the cubes like a Mission Impossible event and hope that I just don't run into them coming back from lunch?
Exactly. Think of it as quiet quitting, but for their hardware.
Oh, great. Well, this is just too demeaning for the people getting laid off. It's not right. I mean, they're already receiving devastating news, and now they're going to come back and have to know that some IT guy was taking their equipment because they're not even trusted to clean up their desk before, on their own, and that they're going to damage some laptop. That's just terrible. And you know what? I'm pushing back. I'm not. If you want the laptops, I think you should go and get them. Send someone from HR. But it's not an IT function to do this type of work.
I'm going to the VP of IT about this now.
Well, I already beat you to it. I've been on Teams chatting with him right now, and he said...
Waking up every morning to see if you can even log into your computer is a different kind of anxiety. I'm a federal government employee. I know more cuts are coming to our agency, and it's just a matter of time. I did conclude that if I lose my job, if and when, because I do think it's coming, that I am not going to stress myself out and apply for 200-300 jobs a week like I know a lot of people are doing. Like, I'm not doing that. And it's not that I don't need a job. It's not that I think I'm too good to do that. I think it may be time for me to rest if I lose my job. And I'm going to rest. I have surrogacy to fall back on. I am not going to stress out about a job, applying for a job that I probably don't even want. I've served this country in the military capacity. I've served this country in the civilian capacity, a country that clearly is not serving me. And I am not going to stress.
You want to hear something crazy? My hospital is laying off CNAs. I work for a level 2 trauma hospital in Washington State, and I had a meeting last week, very last minute meeting with all the CNAs with HR, and they decided to tell us that they're going to do a volunteer layoff. HR said that we have until June 5th to decide if we want to volunteer for this layoff. Of course, questions were asked during the meeting about what is the layoff package and what are the benefits of being laid off. Well, of course, HR could not give us any answers other than they're just seeking volunteers. Tell me what you think.
We just got the latest jobs report, and of course, everything is looking fantastic. U.S. labor market is strong, unemployment's heading down. This is the best economy ever. Well, I think we've been hearing that same story for like the past 2 years, but yet it seems like consumer sentiment is sinking to new lows. At the same time, all you ever see in the news are headline after headline with major layoffs, which we'll talk about later in this video. But first, let's talk about the actual job data that just came out this week. According to the BLS, the U.S. economy added 147,000 new jobs in June, which beat the expectations of only 106,000 jobs that were going to be added. And it was also forecast for the unemployment rate to increase to 4.3% from the 4.2%, but it actually went down to 4.1%. And May's payroll gain was also revised upward to 144,000 from the 139,000 they originally reported last month.
Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you have any questions, suggestions about workers laid offs and other stuff, that when you want to share, please let me know in the comments below. Do not forget, like, share, subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I'm done for now, and see you in the next video. Be safe and bye.